What's going on, everybody? So, today we are going to be talking about how athletes can better use their social media. I'm going to give it 30 seconds, a minute or so to let some people tune in, and then we're going to get straight into it. We're going to be talking about how you guys can better use your social media to get yourself bigger opportunities, but also to make yourself more money. So, this is something that you are definitely going to want to tune into. And guys, let's get it going. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Elite Development Podcast, the #1 show for athletes looking to gain an edge on their opponents and build their dream careers in sport. I am your host, Kenny Dusseault, and today we are going to get into how you, as athletes, can better use your social media to start making more money and get yourself better opportunities. So, the first thing I see and the first thing I wanted to talk about is just your mindset around this. When I talk to athletes about this, both athletes that I work with as well as, athletes in the DMs when I've had people ask me, the biggest struggles I see, number one, is the mindset around using social media. As athletes, a couple of the biggest things I hear are, first off, if they're, newer athletes kind of making their way up, I hear a lot of athletes tell me, I just feel like I haven't earned it yet. Like, who am I to start like posting and, talking about training and asking for sponsorships? Like I haven't earned that place yet. And so I want to address that with a quick story. I remember back when I started this podcast, it was 2020 because it was right before COVID shut the world down. And I remember talking to a guy I was working with at the time, and I told him, I'm starting this podcast, and told me, I want to wait until I have a bigger name so that I can get some better guests on my show when I started. I was like, you know what? Like, fair enough. But I'm just going to try it out and let's see what kind of guests I can get. And my third episode was a professional football player. My first episode was a professional hockey player. My second episode was a professional boxer. My 10th episode was an Olympic gold medalist. Like, a lot of the time, you've got to understand that whether you have the name or not, it's going to be worth a shot. You may as well give it a try. So the same thing, if you're a young athlete listening to this and you feel like, who's going to care about my training? Who's going to, want to watch or do this or that? Just try. Because if you don't try and you just keep complaining about how you're not making any money from your sport, or you just, don't use it, then you're definitely not going to succeed at it. But if you just give it a shot, then you're going to give yourself a way better chance to be successful with it. So the second thing I always hear is that teammates won't like it. What if I start posting and then teammates talk shit? It's like, so fucking what? What if teammates talk shit? Then you talk a little bit of shit to them and then you both move on. That's it. Because the way I want to reframe that in your head is, let's say a teammate talks shit. You start using your social media accounts. You start posting a few times a week. Start trying to, build your name and build your career. Let's say a teammate talks shit. Yeah. Is it going to be uncomfortable? Potentially, for sure. But let's say you start posting on social media a few times a week. Then after a couple months of doing that, you pick up a sponsor who pays your gym fees for you in exchange for one post a week for them. Now you're not paying your gym fees anymore. So what's more important? That teammate not talking a little bit of shit one time because they think that what you're posting on social media is funny, or you getting your gym fees paid for? That's the words up there, right? Reframe it in your mind. When I started on social media, I didn't love how it felt every day either. Still to this day, when I have people comment on posts telling me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about on something that's super simple that I use with all my athletes that works really fucking well, it still doesn't feel good. But after a while, you just laugh and get over it. So if teammates talk shit, ask yourself, are they going to pay your gym fees? Are they going to, pay you a certain amount of money to post for them? Of course not. So who fucking cares what they think about it? They're still going to be your teammate. They're still going to train with you. They're still going to help you prep for fights. You're still going to help them prep for fights. It's not a big fucking deal. And then the last thing I hear is, but it just takes so much time, right? Posting on social media just takes so much time. And guys, It is literally as simple as what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting in front of a computer, sitting in front of my phone. And as I'm sitting in front of the computer and the phone, I'm just talking. And that's going to go up on a podcast. It's going to go up on Facebook. It's going to go up on YouTube. And I'm going to use some clips of it to go up on Instagram as well. So it does not take time. You just need to learn how to do it more efficiently. Well, I mean, it does take time. It doesn't take too much time. You just need to learn how to do it more efficiently. So the next thing I want to touch on with this whole thing is what to post, because you got to ask yourself too, right? Why are you getting onto social media? Because if you're listening to this, why are you going to use it? For you as an athlete, it's likely to attract sponsorships, right? The goal would be make more money from your career. And a lot of people make the mistake of waiting for the fight check to, pay their living for them. Whereas the smarter ones are figuring out ways to pay their living for themselves before having to rely on that big check. And when people are doing that, they're using their social media accounts. They're building a name for themselves. Because what you've got to ask yourself when you're thinking about what to post in order to attract sponsors, in order to start actually being able to make some money from your name, is why are you here? What is your goal with social media? What is your goal? How is it going to support your career? And probably why you're here is to find sponsors to, start making a little bit of money from your accounts, right? So you got to ask yourself, what do the potential sponsors I'm looking for want? And I'll tell you right now, every business out there that would consider sponsoring an athlete wants service, they want exposure, or they want money. So what you do for them needs to bring them a service, exposure, or money. And if you can bring them one of those three things, you're going to put yourself in a much better situation to probably have them want to sponsor you. So now how do you go about that? Really and truly, when you're looking at how to start using your accounts better as an athlete, you can start anywhere. And a few of the ideas that I've given athletes before, and a few have executed on them, which is always awesome, is number one, do a weekly fight pick breakdown, right? If there's a big UFC card coming up, sit down in front of a computer, in front of a phone, like I'm doing right now, pull the fight card up on your screen, and talk about who you think is going to win and why. And do that every single week for every card that comes up. Why? Why would you do that? Because now over time, as that starts attracting a little bit of attention, a couple people start to share it around. Now you can start coming to betting companies and say, hey, if you sponsor this weekly fight pick breakdown that I've been doing for the last 52 weeks in a row, in exchange for insert a certain amount of money here, I will promote your company by doing this, this, or this. Again, bringing them a service, exposure, or money. Right? Now you have something that you've shown this company, I've been doing this consistently for a long time. Right? Because if you do it one time and then you start coming to the betting company saying, hey, come sponsor these posts that I'm making, they're going to laugh you out of the room because you haven't shown that you're consistent with it. You haven't shown it's something that you're actually going to do for a long time. So why are they going to jump on board for it? But if you can show them, I'm sticking with this consistently, it's starting to gain a little bit of traction. People actually, look forward to seeing this from me. Now you're going to get them a lot more. You're going to get them a lot more exposure. And if you're getting them a lot more exposure, they're going to want to jump on board. Other things to keep it super simple are training clips. I know a lot of athletes out there do some coaching on the side, one-on-one pad sessions, whatever it might be. Post videos of that. Why? Because if people are watching you or someone in your city is a fan of yours, then when they see, hey, this person's offering one-on-one coaching sessions, they're going to want to jump into that. It might be, it might not be a sponsorship directly, but if you can start making money by doing some one-on-one coaching instead of, having to rely on your 9-to-5 job for all of your income, how much better would that be? You get what I'm saying? So start posting videos of these things if that's something that you do. And then again, obviously, if you don't coach, don't post videos of you coaching because that's not going to get you any benefit. But that's another direction that you can go. If you teach, if you coach, post videos of you coaching or teaching. People see it. After they see you do it a few times, they go, okay, this guy clearly knows what he's doing. He could teach me some things. Let's reach out and see about rates. And then you could potentially get some more clients, build up that income through using your social media. Now, another thing is companies you use already. Because one of the biggest mistakes that I see so many athletes make with trying to get sponsorships is they just will post something up and say, great opportunity to sponsor a local young up-and-coming athlete. And then they'll give the prices that their sponsorship costs. And I know what you're thinking, great opportunity. They want to support me on my dream. I'm going to tell you right now, 99% of the time, they don't give two fucks about your dream. Like, they just don't. It's not a great opportunity for a business to give someone money without any idea of what's coming back, right? I'll see it all the time. Oh, I'll post for social media. I'll post on my social media accounts for you. And the person has 300 followers. It's like, cool. But how many times are you posting? What do the posts include? How many people are you reaching with those posts? Like, I need more information before that becomes even remotely interesting. But if you're already posting about companies that you're using, so let's put it this way. If I'm coming to an athlete's profile and they're asking for sponsorship, if I come to the profile and I see nothing about any current sponsors, immediate red flag. Because I'm like, okay, either A, he doesn't have any sponsors or she doesn't have any sponsors, or B, they have sponsors and they're not posting about them. So why am I going to jump on board? What do I get? But if I go to that same athlete's profile and they have a story highlight with all of their sponsors tagged in it, and they have a pinned post on their profile that's, thanking all of their sponsors, and on their story, they have a picture or a video of a bunch of their different sponsors and, what they do or something like that, some sort of evidence to me that if I sponsor this person, they're going to do work for me. Now I'm much more likely to jump on board, right? Because I'm like, okay, if I join up with this athlete, they're going to post about me on their stories. They're going to tag me in this story highlight. They're going to talk about me a couple times a week, right? But you need to make that apparent. You need to show them the exposure you're going to deliver them. Now, finally, and I've talked about this a little bit already, but we're going to get into what to offer. Now, when you're trying to bring sponsors on, and when you're trying to better use your social media, you've got to understand what you have to offer. So, like I said before, somebody who might want to sponsor you wants a service, they want exposure, or they want money. One of those three. And so if you come to them and you say, sponsorship's available for $350, they're going to go, okay, I like my money and I don't want to give it away. So no. But if you come to them and you say, the sponsorship package includes bi-weekly posts on our social media accounts that reach X amount of people every 30 days, opportunities to come train with me directly at this facility. Trying to think, I had another piece to that, but obviously it popped out of my head as I started talking. But, bi-weekly posts on the social media accounts that reach this amount of people every 30 days, opportunity to come train with me at this facility one time a week, and video editing services. And again, I say video editing, not that, all of you need to know how to edit videos, but if you have some sort of thing that you can offer them, then that is a way that you can trade back some money, right? I'll edit 3 videos a week for your social media accounts if that's a skill that you have, in exchange for you paying my gym fees and my nutritionist. Right now, they're getting a service that they're like, okay, now I don't have to go pay some editor, which I'm going to have to pay that money anyway. I may as well help this athlete out who's going to post about me and then help me out too. Right? So now you're delivering a service, and with better quality videos, again, if that's something that you can do, you're delivering exposure. Now, if you don't have a skill like video editing or something like that, first of all, it's fairly easy to learn online, and it's a good way that you can, again, add to the sponsorships that you're asking for, but find another service that you can provide. If you are talking to a company that you want to sponsor you, what else can you do for them that's going to be worth money? Because if you can think of something, then you're going to be able to trade a service of yours for finances of theirs and start better serving your career. Either that or exposure, right? And the exposure right away, if you're an athlete, I would be switching your Instagram account to a creator or a business account, because you're going to be able to see the amount of profiles that you're reaching every 30 days. And why is that important? Because right now, my Instagram account reaches 320,000 people every 30 days. So if I come to a company and I say, hey, I'll post on social media for you in exchange for this amount of money or this service, they're going to say, no, we can post on social media ourselves. But if I come to that same company and I say, hey, I'll post twice a week on my social media accounts that reach 320,000 people every 30 days to help push business your direction, now how much more likely do you think they are to hear me out on prices, right? They understand they're going to reach hundreds of thousands of people that they're not reaching right now. They understand that it's going to be twice a week. And then even I would add something on top of that saying you can direct what's actually going to be in the post so that we know we're getting the advertising for your company that you want. And by doing that, now we're making a much more clear, much more direct offer to these people of exactly what they're going to get in exchange for the sponsorship. So guys, to sum that up, when it comes to social media for athletes, number one, get over this mindset that you haven't earned your place to be there and just start using it. The goal is for you to set yourself up for success in your career. And this is a simple way to do it that you are missing the boat on. Number two, when it comes to what to post, stop overthinking it. Clips of you training, clips of you coaching, clips of, products or services that you're already using from other companies that you tag them in, UFC breakdowns, anything that you can think that you can do consistently, because over time, that's going to give you more opportunities to bring in sponsorships. And what to offer these companies when they do want to come in and sponsor you, it needs to be a service, it needs to be exposure, or it needs to be money. These three areas will show them the value of sponsoring you, because as much as you might feel like it's a great opportunity for a company to sponsor a local young up-and-coming athlete, companies like to keep their money. And if it's literally just, I want you to give me money because I'm a young up-and-coming athlete, 99 times out of 100, that is going to get rejected. So you need a better offer. You need to show them the value that they are going to get from jumping onto your team. So guys, that's it. That is all. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. If you learned something from this, I would love to hear what it is. Drop it in the comments right here if you're live, or send me a message on any of my social media accounts. As always, I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you on the next one.